Good morning, children. Good morning. Okay, and good morning, parents. Good morning. And good morning, distinguished guests. Good morning. Thank you. I'm sorry that we're running a little late this morning, but we hope to finish soon after 11:30. And we will have a chance to have refreshments next door in the Balunda Lounge. And I hope you will also take the opportunity during that time to have a look around the displays of the work the children have done over the last 4 weeks, and also the displays that are up in the Balunda Lounge next door. Right, to welcome you this morning, I'd like to call up the chair of our governors at Highfields Centre, Councillor Baljit Singh. Can we give him a warm round of applause, please?
Well, good morning again, everyone. Can I welcome each and every one of you, boys and girls, parents especially, and of course a special welcome to Geeta Patel, the head of Shenton Primary School, and of course her colleague Samita Ladd, who is the deputy. Welcome to Highfields Centre. You are here today, of course, because we are celebrating this marvellous initiative that was taken by Shenton Primary School to have a collaboration for a summer scheme for children here at the Highfields Centre. And of course it's our privilege that we have managed to bring about a really unique scheme, because the benefit to the children and to the parents, the continuity in this long summer holiday of recreation, leisure and education is of immense value. And what we are going to do is to make sure that we publicize this widely, because this is the kind of thing that is happening in our inner city schools where, you know, sometimes it doesn't get the kind of accolade it needs to. And I will personally make sure that we are there promoting what is happening in our inner cities, promoting what Shenton has done, so that other schools can follow suit, join the collaboration, and then next time this scheme will be bigger than it has been this year. But this has been a clear success, and to that is the main reason why we are celebrating the successes of all the children, and that's what we want to see in the next hour or so. So I won't carry on anymore. I'll leave the main introductions to the head of the centre, Priya Thamothram. Thank you very much.
Before we get into the main program, I want to say a few words about the 4-week summer school. Some months ago, I was approached by Geeta with a view to seeing whether we could do something for their school, the children at their school, in relation to particularly their English and maths learning throughout the last year being maintained and not lost over the summer holiday period. And we had various conversations, and one of the things we said to Geeta was that we'd like to be able to do that through the medium of arts and sports, and not simply a straightforward English or maths class. And Geeta was trying to figure out how that might work in practice, and we kept reassuring her that we could do that. But in the end, we came to a compromise, and we said, of the 2.5-hour session for the morning and the afternoon, we'll devote an hour to English and maths work, and the other hour and a half we'll make it a little more fun-based activity, i.e. the arts and sports activities, but also embedding that with learning of English and maths. And it's really proved exciting. The first week was fairly challenging because we had children, some of whom have not come into the centre for any activities. And I know as parents you probably have not brought your children down here for those activities. So it's about getting to know the building, it's getting to know a new team of staff, getting to know the other children as well on the summer school. Because it wasn't, as per the original intention, just Shenton children, but it was in the final week opened out to 4 other schools. So we had Uplands, Medway, Highfields Primary and Charmwood. So it was a challenge to all concerned. And for us, the challenge was about how do we make sure that each child has an experience in each of the different activities. So we said, okay, we'll make the first week a taster session in terms of the activities. And that worked okay. Based on that, we asked the children to make their choices in terms of which activity that they had experienced in that first week they'd like to continue through into weeks 2, 3 and 4. And they made their choices and then we allocated them to those activity groups. Now some children subsequently were transferred into another group, either at their wish or their parents' wish. But by and large, those choices were the ones that they made and they engaged in. And part of the challenge to us, our staff team here, was how to manage a piece of work with children from different year groups. Because Geeta quite rightly said, you know, having a year 1 child with a year 5 child doing the same activity could be quite a challenge, and it was. But we'd like to thank the children and the staff for making that such a success over the last 4 weeks. So can we show our thanks to the children and the staff, please? And next on the program is the actual work that the children did. I talked about the displays that hopefully you're going to be seeing before you leave this morning. But we also have an opportunity now to get a taste of some of their work over the last 4 weeks. And I'd like to first call up the digital arts and music tutors, that's Robert and Boston, to come up and introduce their work.
Yeah, good morning everybody. I'm not going to waffle on too long. I'm Boston. Robert will make his way to the stage in a minute. He's multitasking, doing the tech and everything. I delivered the music workshops with the children. Part of the workshops was that they were going to learn about different cultures of music and also music production. And for Geeta and all the school staff over there, they had to count the bars, and there was lots of maths in there, don't worry, it was all fun. A lot of the children, this was the first for them. It was quite new to get hands-on with such advanced programs, to be honest with you. This is stuff that I will use at university, and I was getting some of the children here to kind of engage with that program. And a lot of them did take to it very well. So can I have a round of applause for the children in that sense? What we did in the last week is basically we made a very short trailer about the things that we did and things we enjoyed. So we want to share that with you today. Also, what we did as well is the song that you may have heard while you were coming in, that song was made by the children. So they all opened their own projects and started creating something, and then all I did was take all the parts and consolidate them into one big piece. So another round of applause, because they made all the music and the video that you're seeing. Can I have all the music and digital arts children to the stage, please?
Hi there everyone, my name is Robert Stark. I headed the digital arts and part of these particular course. And what the children did over the 4-week period is we worked with a program called Adobe Photoshop in order to design and produce the posters that you see before them. Now, they've all worked really, really hard on these, and the remit was to produce a advertisement and for a logo and a poster that they designed themselves, and I think they've all done really, really well. You can see an example of some of the work that they've done behind you. This is not only what they've produced, they also produced several other pieces as well. So I'd like to thank all of you for working very hard, and I hope we get an opportunity to do this again next year. Thank you very much, everybody.
Right, next on stage is the Arts and Crafts Activity Group, and to say a little about their work, I'd like to call up Durga Ramji. So a round of applause for Durga, please.
Hi, my name's Durga, and I was leading the Arts and Crafts group with Sabiha, who is right now backstage just getting everything sorted. So what we were doing was exploring African art, exploring African culture, through art. So we visited Highfields Library, and we looked at books, African countries. So the children explored Kenya. We looked at South Africa. All of these different countries. We had designed. They had sketchbooks where they recorded all their work, and then we then went on to make masks. So the first part of the show is a mask walk. Instead of a catwalk, we've got a mask walk. So all the children are just getting ready, and we will have the music playing. Let me just go backstage and we'll help them out. That they have created. If you all come forward, can we have a round of applause for them, please? Okay, now we have a play that we've created. This is from a story that we read in our sessions. It's called Too Much Talk. We'll have our narrators come on stage, and then the action will take place. So I'll be backstage again, and then I'll come out again. Right.
Welcome to our African play based on Too Much Talk, and we are the Arts and Crafts Group. A folk tale from Ghana. I am, said to him, "You did not plant me. You did not water me, yet you come to dig me up." "Was that you talking?" said the farmer to his goat. "No," said the goat. "It was the yam." Said the fisherman, "That can't happen." "Yes, it can," said the fish. "Why are you running in the heat of the day?" said the weaver. "Well," said the farmer, "first my young took, and then my goat took, and then the fish." "Oh," said the weaver, "that can't happen." "Oh, yes, it can." And they ran uphill and downhill until they came to a woman bathing in the river. "Why are you running in the heat of the day?" said the swimmer. "Well," said the farmer, "first my lamb took, and then my goat took, and then the fish took, and then the..." "Oh," said the swimmer, "that can't happen." "Yes, it can." So true, said the chair. Whoever heard them talking now? Sweep the chief and he ran, up and down hill and was never seen again. Asante Sana.
Okay, let's shout it. 1, 2, 3.
Asante Sana.
Okay?
Can we give all of the children another warm round of applause for their performance? Okay, apologies for the sound reproduction on stage. When this part of the building also is improved to the same standard as the rest of the building, then hopefully you would have been able to hear all of the children's dialogue in that play. Right, next on is the film and video group, and if I can ask Mohammed to come and introduce that, please.
Hello everybody, ladies and gentlemen, assalamu alaikum, good morning, children, parents, dear guests. Throughout the 4 weeks that we had the wonderful sessions that we had, in the Department of Film and Video, we've done an introduction with just like every other activity had. So one of the sessions that we had was to showcase different kind of filming or filming techniques, the things that the kids basically could produce, because we wanted an ownership. We wanted them to actually identify something and link that with their life and say, this is something we could do, this is something we want to do. And it was totally their choice. There was no manipulation, there was no guiding them along. It was 100% their choice. So some of them chose to produce a film, and some of them chose to do a documentary. Now, considering the timetable we had, filming and video production takes quite a time. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of sorting out. For those of you who are aware of the process, we've chosen, with the two different groups that we had, the morning group and the afternoon group, we've chosen one to do the film and the other one to do a documentary. So the initial idea was for them actually to identify what kind of genre or what kind of film story they wanted to tell. Some of them chose a different sort of scenario which scared them, so we had to change the scenario to something suitable, and they chose a comedy afterwards. So that's the film, and that's the first bit that you will watch. And the second bit is about a documentary in Highfields, sort of linking their life, the sort of things that are going on in Highfields, the activities. So it was fun 4 weeks. I've learned a lot. I hope you guys learned a lot as well, and hopefully we can show your parents and the teachers and the head of school and the guests that what you've learned can be actually visualized today here on a big screen. So I would like to So that was it for the film. Short film, had a bit of a message to it. It took us 2-3 weeks to decide what to film on that. The kids chose a comedy, they chose a story that could easily be produced in the span of time that we had, the short span of time we had, and also that it had positive message. So hopefully you guys can keep your courtesy to yourself. Did I say that right? Okay. Right, the second bit, before we finish the whole thing, is the second group, considerably larger, considerably older. They had a bit of more time because on the onset of the program, they've decided what they wanted, how they wanted to do. There was a quite of effective management going on, and hopefully we can show that in the film process that we've done together. And I would like to ask Boston to play Highfields, our documentary. Yeah. Okay, so you guys can see, this is the group that put the two films together. I hope you recognize their faces, and I would like you to give them another round of applause, please. Thank you. Say thank you. Look how shy they are now. You couldn't see that from the film. Okay, guys, done wonderful. So we can sit down there.
Thanks. Okay, a big round of applause, please, for Mohammed and the budding film directors of tomorrow to come. Yeah. Right. The final activity group, and to introduce that, I'm going to call up on stage the leader for the sports, Jeff.
Good morning, everybody. Right, I'm going to introduce you to my sports group. Basically what we had to do for our theme for the sports was to introduce literacy and numeracy, which was quite difficult in the sports environment, so we did the best we could. And what we're going to do and what we're going to show you now is some of the activities that we did with the numeracy and literacy incorporated, but also we've had a lot of fun games. Now, just before the video, I'll show you the video, just want to say that for the parents' information, the kids enjoyed dodgeball, if you know what that is. The kids absolutely loved dodgeball, and they played it on a daily basis, and they had their physical workout on a daily basis as well. So hopefully they can increase their participation in PE and hopefully become better athletes. So I'm going to tell Boston to run the video for me, please. Okay, I just want to introduce my sports group for you. Can all the sports guys stand up for me, please? And just make a noise. They're the sports group team. Thank you very much.
Okay, hopefully that's given you a flavour of the enjoyment and the learning undertaken by the children over those 4 weeks. And now to slow things down a little bit, we're going to talk a little about the work they did in their English sessions. And I'd like to ask Beverly to come up to introduce that, please.
Morning everyone, parents and children. Welcome to our summer school presentation. The girls are going to recite some poems that they've learned, and I hope you'll be patient if they forget the odd one or two words, because I know I would at their age. So first of all, we have Fatima and Yusra.
1 minute, girls.
And they're going...
Steel bun jump up. I put my ear to the ground and I hear the steel bun sound. Ping pong, ping pong. Music deep, rhythm street. I'm dancing, chucking the beat like a seashell ringing song. Ping pong, ping pong. Moving along. High and low, up and down. Ping pong, ping pong. Pan beating, singing round and round. Ping pong, ping pong. Silver for the tiny. Silver for the tiny tooth hidden under the pillow. Silver for the shiny kite. Silver leaf on the willow tree. Silver coin in the dish. Satin silver dish. Silver for the midnight moon. Silver for the slippery fish. Silver for the sheen of the trumpet. Silver for foxtrot play. Silver set in grandma's hair at the end of the day. Squeeze. As we love to squeeze bananas, we love to squeeze ripe plums, and when they're feeling sad, we love to squeeze our mums. Who is that girl? Who is that wide-eyed little girl staring out at me? The hair in beads and twigs and skin like ebony. Who is that girl in mummy's shoes, waist tied with daddy's hanky? Who is that girl with teeth like pearls, grinning out at me? Who is that girl? Who is that girl, pretty as poetry? Who is that girl in the looking glass? Oh, that little girl is me!
We did have two other girls to do a poem, but unfortunately, well, three others. The third girl is missing, so the other two feel a little bit shy about doing theirs, but they have actually come up on stage anyway. So if you'd like to just give the poets all, girls, can you come to the front? And just take a bow. Take a bow. And then can you all just lead up?
Okay, could we show our appreciation of all that work done by the children over those 4 weeks? So a big round of applause to all of you who achieved over those 4 weeks. Right, now the scheme, we were very fortunate that Shenton and through Geeta agreed that they would actually fund this 4-week summer school. And it's a credit to Shenton that they've taken the lead on this kind of way of working over the summer holiday period. And we'd like to think it will be, as our chair said, something that's other local schools will also come in on for next year. And not just wait till next summer, but actually think about ways in which that work can happen during the school year as well. But we also found that in terms of putting on these 4 weeks, it's essential to get the assistance and help and support of volunteers. It's something that they benefit from in terms of experience of working on a project like this. We benefit because it's an additional pair of hands, it's bundles of enthusiasm, ideas, and so on. And we'd like to call up the volunteers here to receive a small token of our appreciation. And to make that presentation, I'd like to call up on stage Geeta Patel, please, head teacher of Shenton Primary School. Right, could we then, to receive the first of the awards for their help and support and involvement over the 4 weeks, call up on stage Uma Desai, please. Right, the second then is Mohammad Kassam. Hajra Baida. And last but not least, Juleika Bana. Okay, and on behalf of the volunteers, Uma is going to say a few words about his and their experience on the scheme. So Uma, please.
Hello, good morning everyone. Yeah, my name's Umar. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Yeah, I'd just like to say on behalf of myself and obviously all the volunteers out here today, and I'm sure on behalf of the rest of the staff will agree with me on this, the children have literally been wonderful. It's been a pleasure. It's been a great experience for me, myself, the teachers, the other volunteers as well. Just to work with such bright young children. They've got a very bright future ahead of them. I'm sure some of them are really just excellent. Words can't really describe it. But yeah, thank you for the staff for having us as well. It's been a great learning experience for me. I'm sure it has been for the kids as well. Hopefully, like if it's gone well, we can do this again next year. Thank you and goodbye. Cheers.
Okay, thanks. Right, the next person I'd like to call up on stage is, when we got into this arrangement, it was felt important to have some degree of continuity between Shenton and ourselves, particularly for those children and parents who had not come here before. And we're very fortunate through those 4 weeks to have one of the teaching assistants from Shenton who came to join us. And I'd like to ask Tabassum to come up and speak about her experience on the 4 weeks. So, round of applause for Tabassum, please.
Hi there, I'm Tabassum, and as Priya said, I'm a teaching assistant from Shenton Primary School. First of all, just want to say thank you to everybody at Highfields Centre for making me feel so welcome, Priya, and a fantastic team for making me feel so welcome over here. My experience, when I first came here, I didn't really know what to expect. It's been a new learning experience for me as well, working with a new team, working with different children from other schools as well. But as well as that, it was so great to see a lot of Shenton children here as well. It's just been fantastic. It's been fantastic working with everybody, seeing the children rise to challenges through their activities, enhancing their skills, showing their abilities through their numeracy and literacy, and it's just been great to see them building on their confidence and really flourishing as young people, as well as their learning as well. As a professional, it's been a learning experience for me as well. So just, yes, once again, well done to the children. You did well. You were here every day with all your enthusiasm, and you've just made it fun for the adults as well. So thank you, children, and thank you everybody else, to all the staff as well. And also thank you to Geeta and Priya for allowing me to be a part of such a fantastic project. So thank you.
The next part is the actual presentation of some awards. The children have achieved so much over the 4 weeks that we felt we ought to recognise it more than simply sharing with you some of the highlights of their work. And it's been a difficult process, but in each of the activities that you've seen, we've for the morning and afternoon groups, we've got a little prize for the following children. Right, we're going to call up the following children, arts and crafts, and to make the presentations we've got Geeta to do the honours. Arts and crafts in the morning, that's Shawal Ahmed. And for the afternoon arts and crafts, it's Mohammed Shams. Right, digital arts and music, mornings, Pranav Given. And for the digital arts and music in the afternoon summer school, Unaisha Panjwani. We're now on to film and video making in the mornings. That's Jamila Ahmed. And in the film and video making afternoons, I believe this young man has gone on holiday this week, but I'll call his name just in case he's come back for this event. Jamil Izzat. Right, we go on to the sports. In terms of the morning school, it's Krupesh Mavji. And in terms of the sports afternoon school, it's Kayal Patel. Okay, a big round of applause for the children. All right, can we give Geeta a round of applause for her duties, and she's going to say a few words.
Hello everybody, it's lovely to be here and to see just how much the children have enjoyed themselves, and to see all of you who've made the effort to come and see what they've been doing for the past 3 or 4 weeks. I don't know if this is true of the other schools, but what we noticed at Shenton is that over 95% of our children go back in their learning over the summer holidays. Those 6 weeks mean that we spend most of the autumn term reteaching the children the stuff that they forgot over that 6 weeks because they've been having so much fun. So we started off with Plan A, and we've ended up with Plan Z23, I think. But I have to say, it's proving very successful from what I've seen so far. And when we get the children back to school, and I'll be asking the head teachers of Uplands and Medway and Charnwood, etc. to help, what we want to see is whether all this fun has actually helped the children to remember a lot of what they've learnt, and whether this is really contributing to their learning overall. So it's great to see how successful everything is, and I look forward to seeing the next set of certificates be handed out. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Geeta. Okay, to make the next set of awards for their work in English and Maths, I'd like to call up the tutors for English and Maths as well. That's Beverly and Alison. And to make the awards, I'd like to call up on stage Councillor Baljit Singh, please. Okay, for the English morning group, Year 1, and this is in terms of the year groups, it's Nyla George. And for the afternoon group, English Year 1, Hamza Yusuf. Right, we're now on to the Year 2's morning, and it's Sabah Kavda. And the Year 2 afternoons English prize winner is Makusha Wildman. We're now on to the Year 3s, and in the mornings it's Pranav Given. And in the afternoon Year 3s, Naima Saliman. Right, we're on to the Year 4s, and in the mornings, English, Shawal Ahmed. And Year 4 afternoons, Khadija Baida. Right, I understand the following two winners for Year 5 are not here. In the mornings, it's Sabia Ahmed, and in the afternoons, Jamil Isad. But can we give them all a round of applause, please? Oh, Sabia is here, sorry. Okay, I'm going to ask Beverly, the English teacher, to say a few words about the work they've conducted over the last 4 weeks.
Over the past 4 weeks of summer school, English was important in all aspects of it, all aspects of the activities that the children have engaged in. The first of which was to get them to always use full sentences, even though some of the children were really quite shy and very softly spoken. In film and video, they soon, with Mohammed's help, were writing and editing their own scripts, using language such as an improvising, director, action, cut, characters, just to name a few. In sport, Jeff and his team put together a game which involved a blindfolded child who gave instructions to each other's. At this point, English and maths came together. The creativity of Durga and Sabia in arts and craft was perhaps the activity where the use of English and the library was needed more often, as they used it to research their work on Africa. Music and digital arts meant the children had to again be able to use English for information from the internet for their projects. We visited the library with the children, where they then wrote and read regularly. An enjoyable Who Am I is in a book next door that you can all have a look at. They took out books and now hold their library cards quite tightly in their hands and in their pockets. Because when I said to them, have you got your book? No, miss, but I've got my library card. So we've actually got through to them that they need to actually use their library card. I'd like to also thank Priya, the Highfields Centre team, and everyone that's come together, the volunteers and all the activity leaders, for all their hard work over their holiday break. And the children, every morning and afternoon, they turned up on time. So thank you all for coming, and enjoy the rest of the summer.
Thanks, Beverly. We're on to the Maths Awards, and we'll follow the same pattern again in terms of the awards. The morning group, Year 1s, is Idris Khalifa. And the afternoon Year 1, Mohammed Shams. Year 2's morning for maths is Samir Kurbanov. And afternoons, Year 2's Makusha Valman. And the Year 3's morning, Pranav Given. And afternoons, Year 3's Mohammed Dandika. Year 4 mornings, Jamila Ahmed. And Year 4's afternoon, Asma Hussain. Year 5's morning, Zainab Dadiwala. And Year 5 afternoons, Aisha Magda. Okay, a bigger hand for the Maths Award winner. And I'd like Alison, our maths tutor, to say a few words about the maths work.
So hello everyone, I'm Alison, I'm a primary school teacher and I've really enjoyed being part of the summer school team. My job has been to help incorporate maths into the programme. A key part of our maths input has been a computer programme called Number Gym. The games on Number Gym give the children practice with important skills such as adding and subtraction, working with money, estimating, all sorts of things. And we've encouraged them to practice their times tables using a programme called Table Trainer. Every time they've done this, they've had to answer the questions more quickly than the previous time and to beat their scores. The certificates and prizes we've given today in maths are for the children who've shown most improvement in their scores using Table Trainer. Later we're going to set up Table Trainer for you here, so if you want to try and beat your children, come and have a go. Along this wall here are some sheets which tell you about some of the other things we've been doing with maths. We've used board games to help children improve their maths. Games like Monopoly have been great because they're full of maths, adding up money, working out how much money you need to put houses on your property and so on. It's got really competitive. The sports team have been brilliant and they've incorporated maths into their activities, as you've seen on the video. Whether it's scoring in team games, using language of direction and position to guide someone blindfolded, or racing to collect those number cards and add them up. Children working with Boston and Robert in digital arts have probably used their maths skills without really knowing it. Maths comes into using shapes and design, enlarging and reducing things, positioning images. It comes into music when you're thinking about timing and weaving different themes and instruments together. And the filmmakers have looked at some of these things too. The Arts and Crafts group have included maths in lots of their work, and you'll enjoy looking at that later in the room just through there. They've made necklaces and masks, and that's involved using patterns and shapes and symmetry with some brilliant results. We had a cookery day, and that gave practice in things like estimating amounts and counting, and we even fitted a quick maths quiz into that. Do enjoy looking at the displays, and I hope you'll be proud of the work your children have done this summer. I've certainly enjoyed working with them, and I think they can be pleased with themselves.
Okay, thank you to Beverly and Alison. And final few words from Councillor Baljit Singh as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to take up a lot of your time, but you know, isn't this wonderful? This is a celebration of our future. These children are our future. I think it's so good. It's things like this which are then captured forever, and I will try and make sure that the whole of the council sees some of those videos of the work that's been done by our children, because today we are here as one family, and that family has had this wonderful celebration with the help of Highfields Centre, but most importantly to congratulate not only the winners but all the children, and above and beyond to congratulate Shenton Primary to actually taking the initiative to bring all of these children together in this first initiative. And as I said, this collaboration will now go forward, extending to all the other schools. But before I finish, I was going to say that did you see little Muhammad Sachs, the little cactus? Yes? I mean, I think if we were going to, we could easily nominate him for an Oscar. I thought I thought his few words and his little drama sequence there was absolutely wonderful. It really was. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. This has been a wonderful occasion. I've been in politics for nearly 25 years, and I've been to a lot of events, but this is beyond comparison. Have a lovely day. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Baljit. The next set of awards we thought was going to be fairly straightforward. Summertime, 4 weeks, brilliant sunshine, attendance isn't going to be 100%, so we'll have a clear winner, we thought. Little did we realize that when we did the stats on the weekly attendances, we had a clutch of children who hit that 100% mark. So we're going to recognize all of them, and to make the presentations on attendance, we'd like to call up our ex-chair and a former pupil. He has involvement in both camps. He's ex-chair of this association, and he was a former pupil of Shenton Primary School. Councillor Abdul Osman, please. Okay, the first 100% attendance is Ahmed Elm Gayat, sorry. And the next one, his brother Rayab Elam Gaya. And the success in their family comes in threes, as the other brother also hit the 100% target, Abdul Elam Gaya. Shawal Ahmed. Sonit Dansuk. Rohan Patel. Sabia Admani. Pranav Givan. Naima Saliman. Naila George. And this is another family with success shared with the brothers and sisters. Layla George. Khadija Baida. Lubna Ishmael. Farah Musin. Idris Khalifa. Amina Tawa. Dawood Khalifa. Amina Ibrahimul. Alia Tawa. And Aisha Magda. Okay, can we give a round of applause to all these children, please? Lovely. All right, big round of applause, please, for the children. To make the closing remarks to this morning's program, I'd like to ask Councillor Abdul Osman to say a few words. So can we give him a warm round of applause?
Thank you, Priya. Can I just finish off by saying that it's been a very, very long, hot summer, and I know that's continuing as well. And for some of you that have been fasting throughout the summer as well, and for those children, staff and pupils, I think it's been a very long time coming when schemes such as this have been acknowledged by schools, where schools close during the end of June and gates are shut, car park is empty, nothing happens, teachers are all gone, and you've got schools around in this area. In this area alone, I can count up to 6 to 9 schools. And for the first time, the initiative that came from Shenton, Gita, to Prayer in relation to doing something like a summer school jointly, to be able to do something informal to a formal session, is a fantastic opportunity for the children that normally would otherwise be either playing in the park, engaged in informal summer activities or something of that sort. But I think to to be able to start this, I hope that in future years that other schools learn a lesson to be able to send the message out to the schools. And I know there's a lot of pupils, majority from Shenton, but other schools within this area, to be able to say that this is something that we need in this area to be able to develop an idea where the resources are getting scarce, funding is getting very, very tight, and in relation to the work that's been carried out by teachers, volunteers, staff, and all the parents for attending their children today, I think a round of applause goes to everyone that's attended throughout the last 4 weeks. Thank you very much for coming. I'd just like to close there by saying thank you for inviting me, and I hope it goes success for future years. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Abdul. And we thought that was going to be the end of the morning's proceedings, but we have a surprise guest. One of the parents has indicated she would like to say a few words. So I'm going to call up Roshana Harris to come up on stage, please. Roshana.
Hello everybody, I'm one of the little girl's mother, Makusha. I hope I'm not being too presumptuous here, speaking on behalf of all the parents, but as a mother and as fathers, I hope you'll agree with me. I just think you've done an absolute wonderful initiative with this summer school. You know, I think it's been fantastic. And my little girl, I know she's come home in the evening and then she's talking about the English and the maths and everything she's been doing, and we've incorporated it into dinner time and supper time because we build on it. And I've seen all the happy faces when I've come to pick my daughter up, and to enrich their little minds, and make them so enthusiastic about every aspect of education. I think it's brilliant. So, and I do social work. This is my last year of my social work degree, so I know how tight resources are in the council and how, when they talk about deprived areas and things, I just think it's so enriching to see the children and how well they've done and how hard they've worked. And I can't thank you enough to the teachers, to the volunteers, and to Geeta, the headmistress of Shenton. Well, wonderful initiative. Absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Roshana. And I hope those of you who've come here, the children and the parents, if you've enjoyed some of the activities that you have pursued over the last 4 weeks and would like to keep in touch with that, please come and inquire in the main office after the bank holiday weekend when we'll have our new brochures ready, because these activities are done throughout the year. We have creative youth sessions, creative art sessions. So those are possibilities for you to pursue that outside of the school. But we'd also like to, picking up on the comments made by some of the people who've been on stage, we'd also like to think that the example that's been set by Shenton this year will be a prelude to much more over the coming years. But we will also recognize and honor the commitment I gave to Geeta that Shenton has priority call on us in the years to come. Yeah, so we won't forget you, Geeta. Thank you for coming, and please stay and enjoy the refreshments, and please see the work the children done. Thank you and safe journeys.